How's it going, everybody? Andy here. Thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to be doing a first pitch video. Both of us have picked up the Xmid 1P
V2
version 2, and they've been sitting in the closet, been ready to bust out, and we'll be taking them on the trip to Colorado. So we thought, well, we might as well put them up at least once before we go. So that's what we're doing today. Now this will be my first time setting up an Xmid of any type ever, and I brought my kit that I'll be taking to Colorado. The whole pack, everything but food and water is pretty much in here right now. Now I brought Brent along from Smolder Outdoors, so go check out his channel. But the reason I brought him along is not only for comedy relief, but also because he's actually set these up before in previous versions. Not this version.
The stash.
He's rocking the stash. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Put your comments down below of what you think of the stash. But he's actually set up some of the Xmids before our previous version, so he's gonna guide me through how to not mess this up.
So to be fair,
you're gonna be the guinea pig.
I'm gonna be the guinea pig. So this has been out of the bag. It's not put together, but it has been out of the bag because I did get rid of the tent stakes that it came with.
Yes.
So that I could use my
I did the same thing. I took the stakes out, and are those the Z-Pax ones too, the stakes that you got, the carbon fibers?
Nope, those are the Ruta Locura
Okay.
carbon Sorex stakes. So I'm just gonna throw the inner off to the side to start.
That's the inner.
Yep.
That's the rainfly.
There's the fly.
And then you'll combine them typically going forward?
Yep.
So when you pack it up?
After I pack it up this time, I will just leave the inner connected. So first thing is stake the four corners.
Is it a pure rectangle?
Yep. It is.
I like the line locks. Just makes it easy.
Yeah. So the first two, not that big of a deal. Just get them taut.
When it comes off at a 45-degree angle, do you have to think about any of that stuff?
Not really. You can you can make fine adjustments later.
Okay. So leave some slack.
Yep.
Kind of thing.
So this is the one corner that really matters. This is the one that will make or break your pitch.
Okay.
Wow. It would help if I didn't have my tent upside down. We should probably start this over.
No, this is great.
We're just gonna let it roll. I mean, the fly is upside down, so
this is we're gonna show the inverted method.
The inverted. This is
if you haven't seen the inverted method, it's the Top Gun Maverick setup, as we call it. You do it completely upside down, and you have to climb in and sleep upside down. That's why we practice before we go out there.
That's why that's where those helium balloons.
Now, how do you tell that it's upside down? Is it because all the lettering and the stitching and everything is on the other side?
Actually, it wasn't upside down. How about that? No, because I was looking for the grommets.
Oh.
So it wasn't. I was right.
Wow.
Man, this is
such a difficult tent. This is tough. Dan, could I recommend that you put for Brent's put this side up?
Yeah.
On one side of the tent, just for help. Be a big help for him.
That might help. That might be necessary. I might have to get the masking tape out before Colorado.
Nice.
All right, so this is the corner that really matters for squaring up your pitch.
And how do you do it?
So the idea is you stake out two of the short sides.
Yeah. And
then the third side, you want this to be at a 90 degree. So you want this to start forming your rectangle.
All right.
If this is off, if this is over here, it's going to screw up your whole pitch.
So you want a 90 degrees, this corner right here.
90 degrees on that corner.
Did you bring your compass?
Compass, protractor.
And protractor is something different, right? I forget.
Brought the whole kit, man. And then the fourth corner, you just kind of pull tight.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna make it crazy, but
geometry is important.
it is. you have to know your one corner.
That's right. Just that easy, as long as you can figure out which way is up. And then do you have to know the height for this?
So ideal is about 48 inches.
That's what she said.
122 centimeters, or 122 on the little hash marks on your trekking poles, but anything around 120 to 125 works.
That's a lot of numbers.
Yeah. Probably should have tightened my trekking poles before bringing them out.
No.
Brand new one.
No, this is great. Love the just, you know, dead air.
This is why you do things, man.
That's right.
This is why you do things before you go. All right, a couple options for putting the pole in. You can either unzip the door and go in through the door, or you can go in through the vent. If it's raining, it's really nice to go in through the vent, because then you're not getting your inner wet if it's already in your tent. So if you undo the vent, handle first goes through the hole, and then all you got to do is find that grommet. Once you find that grommet, trekking pole tip goes in and stand it up. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side.
I think it looks good just like that. Just do pyramid.
Just sleep like this?
Yeah. Have the other part just hanging down in your face.
So same thing, I'm gonna go through the vents again. Open it up, handle in. Find the grommet. Tip goes in. And stand up your pole.
Look at that.
So that is only 4 stakes out right now.
Okay. Now, would you do any adjustments at this point in time?
At this point, this is where you could go in and you can play with your line locks, do all that stuff. This is actually a pretty solid pitch right now. So, I'm just gonna let it ride like that.
Okay.
There are 2 optional stakes that you can put in
Where do those go?
for the doors, for the small sides of the doors. Because right now, if I open up the door, the whole vestibule collapses in, right? So typically what you want to do, at least on the side that you're using, is you want to stake out the short side of the door and you want to pull it a little bit towards the big side. And stake it.
Okay.
That way when you open the door, your vestibule is going to stay intact over here for all the stuff that you've got stuck in the corner.
Okay. That's pretty cool. And if you want to just sleep like that, you can just throw your pad down and do tarp mode and be good. Okay. Awesome.
So one little difference from the version 1s to the version 2 is there's now a secondary little Velcro spot for your strut that holds your vent open instead of connecting down here to the vent closure. But pop that up there. Now the vent's open.
Nice. Got that on both sides?
Yep. So both sides are identical. You can enter the tent, leave the tent from whichever side that you want. Maybe if I can get it unstuck.
Nice. A little bit of airflow. And then it does sit up off the ground a good bit, so you get a good bit of ventilation that comes in up underneath.
And this is where I could fine tune a little bit, because that shouldn't be sagging in like that. But I can take that, move it right here. And then I can do this with line locks too if I really want to.
Yeah, that's why I think it helps to leave a little bit of slack when you're putting the first round of stakes in, because then you don't necessarily have to reposition the stakes. You can just tension it down a little bit.
I mean, she's solid.
Nice. All right, so on the inner, how do we do this?
So on the inner, roll up our doors, get them out of the way. It's a little toggle that holds it. Now the Pro has magnets, so you don't have to do a toggle anymore.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna open up both sides so that you can see inside one of them.
Okay. This is the mesh inner.
Yep. The inner has these little clips on here, and let's see if I can get out of your way here. They just clip in right up here. Be another one over here. And this is a total guesstimate on if I did this correct right now or not. We'll see.
How can you do it incorrect?
So one of these has a short line and one of them has a long line, because the inner is not centered right down the middle of the tent.
Right, it's kind of a diagonal lay.
Yep, and I did do it correctly. So on here, you've got these little attachment D-rings.
Clip it.
On all four corners that you can clip into.
Okay.
Go around the other side. If you want to connect it to the fly up here, you can.
Is that just to kind of pull it out a little further?
Yeah, the version 1 didn't have this, but that's just to hold the mesh out a little bit further.
Okay.
This one is for your door, so you can roll up your mesh door too.
Okay. And a little toggle. Gotcha. Same thing on the other side where you can connect it to the rain fly to hold the mesh.
Just pulls the mesh out a little bit further, gives you a little bit more living space inside.
And then you've got some toggles on the ground. Is that to go around the trekking pole?
It is. So you can actually lift your pole handle up and put these around your pole. Most of the time I don't.
Okay.
Maybe I'm just lazy, but most of the time I don't.
Okay. I will edit out all the kids screaming in the background. All right, first attempt. Needed some more than probably minor adjustments to try and get a little gap at the bottom for some ventilation, adjust the poles to be a little bit higher. I think it's pretty good now. Take a little bit of practice maybe to keep getting a little better at it, but that's the Durston X-Mid 1P version 2. First attempt. Not too shabby.
You're not going to have a lot of room on your sides, but you'll have room like up above your head.
Other than it's super hot in here right now.
Yeah.
All right, that's all for today. Thanks so much for watching. Till next time, be well.